Hello gamers! Boring news. Yet another live service game dies again. Follow this story on the Middle Age Gaming channel. Welcome back on Middle Age Gaming, and today we're gonna talk about a very bad news for the fan of the Star Wars franchise. Today, Star Wars Hunters will be shutting down. And not today yet, but in October 2025. And now I'm gonna stop this very boring tone because I'm gonna get tired and you're gonna get tired of it very quick. So yeah, as I said, so unfortunately, Star Wars Hunters, which is a free-to-play mobile game in the same vibe as Overwatch or Apex, didn't make enough money, and Zynga and Lucasfilm were really counting on a bigger success to make it worth supporting more for much longer. That was not the case. So unfortunately, they made the decision to shut down the game in October 2025 after some final updates said they will make this April. So this mobile game was built as a game that would entertain for years to come, but unfortunately, as we have seen with previous title like, Concord, Justice League and everything, hero-based arena combat, stuff like this, free-to-play hero shooter, is just really not a thing anymore. So it's not really surprising that they're gonna announce that. I think it's very good for them to cut their losses now. But anyway, this announcement also serves as a 30-day notice in players to max out their arena passes, and after which purchases will be turned off on April 15. April 15 as well is when Season 5 will be receiving a 3-week extension, during which event and shop bundles will be a rerun. The ranked season will also be extended, and the final content update is set for that date, April 15th, which will be adding a new support hunter named Tuya, which will be available immediately for all players. So, unfortunately, not good enough, too much competition. Another live service hero shooter bites the dust. That may have been easily forgettable, unfortunately. And, well, I trigger a few people. That's fine. But, once upon a time, especially, our age, we would have killed for anything Star Wars related, especially a game or anything. We had a few, but Star Wars games are always been mid. And these days, not only the games are mid, but everything Disney is doing with the saga is really just more content than anything else. And clearly, the name of this title, of this legendary saga, has been completely watered down. Each time you hear a new Star Wars game is coming out, even though some from time to time, the one with Cal Kestis was great, right? It was actually quite good. But more times than other, you just hear, another Star Wars content. You're like, yeah, woohoo. So Star Wars hero shooter, unfortunately, that didn't work. Pretty easy to see, unfortunately, and that's how it will finish. So if you really like the game, enjoy it, because October 2025, that will be the end of it. And I found back what the IGN guide said. He called it back in June 2024 when it was released, I think. Yeah, because it's actually a pretty good new game. It was only released like last summer. That it's like a party at the Death Star, fun for a bit, but probably not a place you'll want to hang around for long. He was dead on the money.
Party at the Star Wars, fun for a bit. You probably don't. Our office was at the Death Star, fun for a bit, but you probably don't want to stay too long. That's actually pretty brilliant. Props to whoever said that. That's hilarious to me. Yeah, no. Looking at the trailer, I'm a bit confused as to some of these things. Like, is that a droid Jedi? Because aren't droids unable to use the Force? I don't know. They've changed so much with Star Wars. I don't even know what the rules are anymore. I do like 2 Jawas in a trench coat. That's pretty great. So, but yeah, I'll be honest though. If I'm being, and maybe I'm gonna make some people mad by saying this, but I saw the headline of something about Star Wars Hunters and kind of ignored it. I just kind of saw it out of the corner of my eye. I thought it was a new game. I had never heard of this game. So I was like, "Oh, okay, there's a new Star Wars game coming out." And then, I come in now and Antoine's like, "Oh yeah, this game's been around for a while and it's going off, and yeah, they're shutting it down." And I'm kind of like, "Oh, that is the complete opposite of what I thought was happening." Um, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe I don't play a lot of mobile games, I'll be honest with you. So maybe that's partially why I have no idea what this is. So, but it is always sad to see games go. I am always disappointed um a game like this goes because I mean, yeah, maybe it's not successful, but in my personal opinion, I've always thought, gaming should be for everyone. Not every game has to be for everyone. We don't have, games shouldn't necessarily try to appeal to a broad audience. Appealing to a niche audience is perfectly fine. Um, but I do think everyone should have a game for them, and I'm sure for some people, this is a game for them. And to see it go is, sad for those people, because now they have to find something else, and that's always disappointing for me to see any game go under for that reason, uh, especially when the idea is like, oh, it didn't have broad appeal, so we should make games broader and more generic so that they're able to compete on a larger level with everything else. So yeah, that's my little soapbox. I kind of wish games would go more niche instead of more broad, but it is what it is. You can't really help it. I mean, gaming is an industry. Developers need to get paid and they need to make money to do that. And games need to sell to make money. So it's just a fact of life. It's the way things have to be, I guess.